When my son Ethan came to me one evening, his voice was shaking and his eyes were darting around like he wasn't sure if he should even speak. I was in the kitchen cleaning up after dinner, humming to myself while the dishwasher hummed along in the background. He hesitated in the doorway, clutching his phone so tightly that his knuckles turned pale. I looked at him, sensing something heavy was weighing on him. "Mom," he finally said, barely above a whisper, "I need help with something. Something big." My heart always clenches when he says something in that tone. I put down the dish towel and gave him my full attention. "Of course, Ethan. You can tell me anything. What's going on?" He stepped inside, shoulders hunched, as if he was carrying a load too heavy for someone his age. He was 16, caught in that strange space between being a boy and stepping into adulthood. He sat at the table, avoiding my eyes, and I could see how nervous he was. "It's about my first time," he said, his voice almost breaking. For a moment, my heart froze. My mind raced, but I reminded myself to stay calm, steady, and open. I had promised myself long ago that if my son ever came to me with something serious, I would never make him feel judged or ashamed. I took a deep breath and gently asked, "Do you mean your first time with dating? Or are you talking about something more?" He nodded slowly. "Yeah. Everyone at school keeps talking about it. My friends, they've all been saying I should have done it already. They laugh at me for being the only one who hasn't. I don't know what to do. I feel behind. And I don't want to mess it up when it happens." Hearing my son say those words broke me a little inside, not because of what he was asking, but because of how much pressure he was under. The world he was growing up in felt so different from the one I remembered at his age. Social media, constant comparisons, friends posting about things they may or may not even have experienced. It was overwhelming for him. I sat down across from him, folded my hands, and gave him the most reassuring smile I could. "Ethan, first of all, you're not behind. There's no timeline for these things. Everyone moves at their own pace. And second, I'm so proud of you for coming to me instead of pretending or letting your friends pressure you into something you're not ready for." He finally looked up at me, his brown eyes filled with uncertainty. "But what if I'm never ready? Or what if when the time comes, I don't know what to do? What if I disappoint someone?" The fear in his voice was real. He wasn't just asking me about romance or experiences. He was asking me for guidance on how to step into adulthood without feeling lost. I reached across the table and took his hand. "Ethan, your first time doing anything important, whether it's dating, driving a car, going to your first job interview, or even telling someone how you really feel, it's never perfect. It's not supposed to be. What matters is that it's genuine, respectful, and true to who you are. You don't need to perform for anyone. You just need to be yourself." He let out a shaky laugh. "But everyone makes it sound like it's this huge thing that defines you. Like if you don't do it right, you'll regret it forever." "That's just the way people talk when they're trying to act like they know everything," I told him softly. "But trust me, Ethan, what defines you isn't your first time. It's your kindness, your honesty, the way you treat people. That's what lasts." For the first time that evening, I saw his shoulders relax just a little. But I could tell he wasn't done. He still had something else to ask. He rubbed his palms against his jeans, hesitating, then finally blurted out, "Mom, can you help me? I don't mean like show me or anything weird. I just mean guide me. Tell me what's right, what's wrong, what I should know before it ever happens." I smiled gently, my chest tightening with emotion. "Of course I can. That's what I'm here for." What I didn't know then was that this conversation would open a door I hadn't expected. A door that would take me back into my own past, force me to confront choices I had buried, and show me just how much being a parent means when your child comes to you for help at their most vulnerable. And you won't believe where this conversation led us.